Hi, everybody. Welcome. My name is Griffin Henderson. Nice to see you again. Now, I just because you're here, Alicia, and I've seen you at a lot of places. Do either one of you have questions that I can answer super fast since it is a new agent orientation? Because I know what I'm going to cover, but if I know what you want me to cover, then I can target it more to your needs and wants. You're muted.
I don't have anything in particular. I just like to be here and in case anything new comes up. So
Okay.
I appreciate
Well,
that.
I'll keep the boring stuff simple. Go ahead, Evan.
Yeah, if I think of something, I'll let you know. Right now, I can't think of anything on the top of my head, but I appreciate it.
I'll try to make it as not boring as possible. How about that? Okay, so because it is a new agent orientation and it's recorded, I'm going to have this for all future agents to be able to watch that I bring up, and as well as people that just join the company. So here, we'll just go super fast on something that I think is important. One moment, here we go. I'll share my screen in just a second. And here we go, right there. Okay. So this is obviously a great way to get started, right? Now you're probably pretty familiar with this, right? We have Telegram, we have our profile picture. We're on Zoom currently right now, recording this on the very place that we live and breathe. Breakout rooms are amazing, especially for one-on-ones and recordings. Make sure you do add these to your contacts. A quick little tip and trick on how to do that would be going to Google and over here on your Gmail you're going to have this little contacts app. Now, this is a game changer. Okay. Now, I'm not going to be able to put this on YouTube now because it's going to get taken down. But I have 2,900 contacts here. Now, why is that important? Whenever I put a contact here, it puts them in my phone because on my phone, iPhone, Android, doesn't matter. This Gmail needs to be on your email accounts so that way this contact will appear. I put all of my clients here in my phone, on my computer, and under a certain category. Why do I do this? I can go on and on about why I do it. I wish I had started doing this 7 or 8 years ago. Would have changed my life because I've made so much money from my existing book of business. I can't even begin to tell you how many thousands of dollars are just sitting there for you for the rest of your life that they're alive. And it's for their benefit too, because they want somebody that they know, like, and trust who can service them on multiple different products, which is actually what I do, but don't broadcast. And David knows about it because I have Medicare with David, I have annuities with David. But you don't want to worry about any of that nonsense until you've mastered final expense. Okay. So that's why we don't talk about it because, like, you know, all right. So another beautiful thing about doing this that's to your favor is that you're going to put their birthday here. Why? I birthday calls have made me tremendous amounts of money. I call people when it's close to their birthday or it is their birthday, and by doing so, they answer the phone and we either get them more insurance, we service them on their existing insurance, or I get a referral. So this is the bread and butter of your book of business. Okay. So then now that you've done that, one other factor that's really important is that on the same, so you save these people. So I got there because you're going to save the company stuff or important emails so you don't miss important emails and they go into your spam folder. You're going to subscribe to the TPG calendar, which is also going to be just right here. It's beautiful. You go and look, and I have all the TPG stuff, the yellow. Okay. Another thing. So you guys can see everything, right? I'm sharing my whole screen. So you're seeing all the tabs and stuff and the changes. Okay, good. Okay, thank you. All right. So then your badge, obviously create your badge, order a shirt. I have a shirt on because I have a team and I just want to represent. Aetna, Sendo, AIG, Corebridge, those are all the carriers. Fill out that form if you want some other carriers down the road. If you want to do annuities, these are some of the stuff for that. Tools and references. Okay. So the pre-licensing course, the quoter, E&O, that's all simple. You have to do all that. Selling resources. Okay. Now, I don't like scripts to the sense that you have to be robotic. So you should know the script, but use it as a guideline for your conversation, okay? Because sometimes they're like, well, what is this? Like, can you tell me about what this is? And then I tell them about what it is, which is in my script somewhere. And then when I go back to where I needed to be in my conversation, that's what the script is for. And then in that script, when I get back to the part that I covered because they asked me about it, then I'll say, I'll just do a light touch on all of it. I don't have to regurgitate everything that I answered that was in the script later. Okay. But objections, you want to practice, write down the objections you're hearing, exactly what you're hearing, you write them down. Because one of the most important things is that you truly apply the 555 system, which is that, you're going for, I'm going to read it to you the way that it communicates to me and that it should communicate to others. And I'm going to explain it. Okay. So let me try to, I think this is fine. I'll leave it like this. I'd rather have, I think will it look better like this? There we go. I don't know what I'm doing, so we'll worry about it later. Um, so looking at it right now, the 555 system, right? So the daily standard, how we build six-figure businesses. You want to be doing 5 presentations a day minimum, non-negotiable. I've always personally shot for 7. It's hard to hit 7. It's really hard. But I've never done 7 presentations that I can ever remember and not closed at least one sale. 7 was my number just to guarantee that you get a sale. That means if you only did 5 today and you don't get a sale, then you still have 2 more to get to that 7 number that Griffin made up. Okay, so then 50 new leads every single week. Now, look, go ahead, Sue.
Thank you. When you say presentations, is the term is being used loosely, right? You're doing the presentation over the phone, not video, correct? Not
Everything is done over the phone,
okay. Thank you.
and you
Thank
have to quote them or it doesn't count. Okay,
Yes, of
so
course.
so then 50 new leads, right? That's a target. You can start with 10, 15, 20. Beg your upline to give you some leads. You don't have to beg them. They probably will just happily do it. If they can, they will. 500 dials is only if you do not hit the 5 presentations. Because if you're doing 5, 6, 7 presentations, you won't be able to make 500 dials unless you're going to work a 12 to 16 hour day. I think legally we can really only work a 12-hour calling day because that would be 9 to 9. So 8 a.m. No, this is a target. You may not hit this, you may not hit it, but it's worth it if you could role play at 8 or 8:30 in the morning every single day with the objections you had written down from the day before. Look, you are going to do as well as you put yourself into mastery of this business because we can make very good money here doing something very simple and unattractive. And there's reasons why we get paid so well. Life insurance companies are the richest companies in the world, and banks buy life insurance. And I always tell agents this. Bank of America, Chase Bank, and Wells Fargo are the 3 biggest banks in the United States, the richest country on earth. And in like 2022, when I looked this up, they owned at that time collectively $60 billion of life insurance. Now, that's a different type of life insurance than what we sell, but man, I mean, that's got to tell you something. Now, the companies that they're buying them from, you may not even know this, but does anybody know how old New York Life, Mass Mutual, or Guardian is? Pre-Civil War, 150 years old. Now, if ever you're doing this job and you feel really tired and you're yawning and you're starting to feel like, oh my gosh, there might be a word that someone said that could be putting you to sleep or making you feel the way you feel. It's just a lot of information. And if there's any words that you hear, words are the primary factor involved with stupidity. And so if you don't know words, you'll appear or seem to be stupid. No offense, but that is why people go blank when they get to the end of a page. That is why they get angry and withdraw. That is why they attack and antagonize because they're going by words they don't understand. Okay, so I come from a family of educators. I am an educator myself, and I get paid to do so. All right, so looking at it right here, 96 grand, 96 $1,000 per year should be what someone could do if they make 10 sales a month based off of an average of $800 dollars in commission per sale. Obviously, it could be more, could be less depending on the size of the sale, right? Um, this is more of where I am in terms of what I'm on pace. I'm on pace to make $225,000 this year. Um, I don't know what my closing ratio is. That's not good. I should know that. You didn't start a business to do something easy. You started it to do something different. If it's hard, that means you're in a transformation, like a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. If you wanted easy, you'd get a job. You chose this, right? So this is vital information, right? And when we're talking about income, I mean, look at Shedrick Cooper. Don't even listen to me. Listen to Shedrick. He's like probably the number one person aside from that lady Stephanie. I think that's her name, right? Okay, so next, I think we covered most of it. Hold on, let me go into one more thing. Yeah, that's pretty much all. I mean, you use the rest of that list to purchase leads. Like we can go over the leads program, but there's videos on how to use the leads website, leads portal. Um, when you go over, scheduling a time with your mentor to go into a dialed in, get on there and just attack the phones. Like somebody was on here earlier, I think he left because, well, actually, Andrew's on a call right now, and he probably turned his volume down as he should, and he's making calls, which I hope he's talking to a customer. So I would recommend that you do that. I also encourage people to get 8 hours of sleep because if I hadn't gotten good sleep last night, I would not be able to do this like I am. Um, I've covered everything. I'm open for questions.
Um,
As a new agent starting out, um, do you have any recommendations as far as going for fresh leads versus age leads? I guess pros and cons for both, either way, but I don't know.
I would do a mix. Um, I would try to get some age leads from your upline if you can. If they're not available, I would buy, like 20, 30, 40 of the age leads, and then I would work the heck out of them. And then if I'm not getting anybody to answer after 3 days, I would know that it's because I bought aged leads. And then I would say, okay, I've practiced. I feel comfortable. Like I'm hungry. Like let's buy some fresh leads. Like you've role played, you've been practicing. And as bad as you think you are, because we all have an opinion of ourselves, right? Your standard for yourself. Then I promise you there's someone who's worse. And I promise you there's someone who's worse that's making a sale. So it's just activity and effort. And so I would say buy the age leads, 20, 30, $5 a pop. Work them, work them, work them. Try to get a sale in your first 3 days. Like, okay, I got 72 hours. I realize that that's my expectation. If I fail, I'm not upset. It was because I had age leads. It's not me. Buy the fresh leads, 10, 20, whatever. Buy them. And then when you do, like make as many sales as you can. Like obviously, things are going to happen where you feel like, shoot, I've only made one sale, so I broke even. Or hey, maybe you make two sales, you double your money. You make a third sale, now you're like even more profitable. That's kind of the approach I would take and look at it like an investment because if you went to go start a hot dog stand, I mean, you're going to need at least 5 to 10 grand to set up on the sidewalk with all the equipment. A food truck would be like 35 to 50 grand, maybe more. So this is way, way better. And it's all on you, your skill, your ability. Role play is the best thing you can do. It's if it's the most uncomfortable and you don't, and you right now you're like, I don't want to do that. You should absolutely do it. That's exactly why you should do it because you don't feel comfortable doing it. Um, and it makes your mentor better too. Like, don't think you're wasting their time because I get better when I help my agents. Okay, so um, next question, if any, anybody. First person to come off mute wins.
Hi. I realize there's a BCC room that's open all day. Are there smaller rooms where people are calling and they're newer? We'll have more questions when they are newer. We are not just, on the VCC room calling. Are there smaller rooms that we can join?
Yeah. So on the need help section of that checklist, or actually right above it, it says dialed in one-on-one with your mentor. So if you want to level up your calls and you want that, like you can dial for 4 hours with your mentor right there coaching you until you close a sale. I mean, that's what it says there. And
Oh,
I think
okay.
people stand by that. So if you have a mentor, if you have a leader and you're putting in the work and you're showing up just like you have been, because I've seen you, they're going to spend some time with you because you're showing up. If you're not showing up, they're not going to want to help you, and they got a lot of people to help. So the number one key to success isn't always who's the best or most talented, because I've seen them come and go. It's the most consistent. And I actually
I
had a
don't mean
guy.
one-on-one, but a smaller group, not 30 of them, but maybe 5 of them in a group. Is there something like that that TPG organizes for beginners when they're calling?
Uh, it would be more of like what you did yesterday by role playing with my agent Victor, who,
Mm.
by the way, after y'all role played, I role played with him, and I role played with him again today. I've role played with him 2 days in a row now, and he's improved dramatically probably since y'all even role played. So you'll know, like, wow, am I? If you feel like you're better than Victor, if he role plays more, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? So that could be like a measuring stick. You can kind of have those little competitions with new agents, and you'll see, in front of your own eyes, like who's working the hardest to get the best, to be the best.
That's right.
I had a guy that was a manager at Chipotle. His name is Zach Galloway. Good guy. He was a manager at Chipotle for 5 years. And then he came to work with me at an old company, and I trained him. And he has one of the biggest teams at our old company now. Like, he literally just showed up every single day. He never was late. I never saw him be late. He would sit at his desk religiously from like 8 to 6. Didn't work, didn't work evenings. Might have worked some on Saturdays, but he ended up outpacing me with a team because I was always sales driven and he was always like volume and team driven. So he actually ended up outpacing me on the size of his team at that time. My team, I just in my defense though, I had about 6 agents when he had 30, and my team sold the same as his in terms of the volume of sales. Just to give you an example of the difference. Some people are more volume driven, some people are more quality driven. You want to be both, but you want to be more volume driven than quality. It's quantity, quality, and then survivability, viability. You have to have quantity to get quality to survive. Okay. I'm going to keep it short today, but I'm open to questions.
I think you had kind of hit on it, and I had to leave to talk to Evan, so I apologize.
No problem.
Um, what were you saying about the aged leads?
I'd recommend working 20 to 30 age leads because it's volume and it gives you, you don't have to worry about failing on a $5 lead, If I can go spend $100 at the restaurant, why can't I spend $100 on some aged leads? You know what I'm saying? Because what's 100 divided by 5? Was that 50?
Yeah.
No, I think I'm off on my
Well,
math.
so yeah, I bought 50 age leads for $200.
200 bucks, yeah. So then if you did that, have you gotten anybody on the phone yet?
I've made two sales off of, so my first sale yesterday was $233 a month.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glory to the Lord. And then I just made one. We'll see if it goes through. He pushed it to July, but so I've made money on age leads.
When does the draft of the $233 sale?
That is on the third Wednesday of this month.
So you got to keep pushing. See, this is why we need volume, guys, because fantastic job, Colt. That's awesome, man. And Evan's awesome. I'm super glad you're on his
Yeah,
team.
me too.
That's amazing, man. So here's what I would say. What he just proved to us is that you can make sales from age leads. The second thing, and I'm sure he dialed the heck out of those phones, right?
I did. You want me? I'll be honest.
Tell me.
Um,
Be
so
honest.
for it was 60 dials.
Wow, that's incredible. Like,
And then today was now this was a new batch of 50. So I bought 50 leads this morning and I did 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33. I had 4 contacts and 1 sale.
wow, you did that today?
Yeah. Yeah. So I
Nice.
did the 233 yesterday and then I did a
Mhm.
79 this morning just 30 minutes ago.
That's amazing, man. Now I know you muted, but tell me what you did for work before you came here and how long have you been an agent?
Well, technically I've had my license for 2 years. I got with Evan about a year ago, but I was a trash man. My last day was last Friday. I've been doing this full time starting Monday this week.
Okay.
So I had some sales as a part time agent, um, but I
Okay.
yeah,
Where do you feel like you developed the skill that you currently have to make those sales?
YouTube.
Okay. Now we have,
Um,
just to make things simple, I want you guys to know we do have David Price's YouTube,
yeah,
and I have a YouTube, and my mentor was really close with David. So I have, just so y'all know, like, just if you wanted to kind of narrow it down, because obviously that's like a sea of, you got to be,
yeah,
you want to listen to the right people. But
yeah,
I made a playlist for you guys if you're interested. It doesn't just have me on there. It's got like a lot of amazing people that I follow. And I keep it narrow. Like I follow select.
yeah.
Like so that's amazing. I really, really appreciate you being here and sharing that information because that really encourages people to do what I just talked about, which I believe to be correct. Buy what you can afford, 100, 200 bucks worth of age leads. I would do
And not
exactly what he did.
not only that, last week or a week and a half ago, I had a whole bunch of leads. So let's put context. I spent like 6 grand in leads before I stopped. I've had a gap of not doing anything for like 8 months. I knew I was quitting, coming back to this. I hit all my old age leads. They were like a year old. And I did 3 applications. 1 or 2 were declined, 1 went through, and I just got paid on it this morning. And it was for, at that time, a week and a half ago, it was my largest premium of $80 a month. And then I got paid on it today. And then I hit my now largest premium of yesterday, and we'll see if it goes through. I believe that one will. So anyway, sorry.
Nice. Well, no, and that's great. So the volume, if he did this if you could do that every Monday at a minimum. Now, here's some crazy, crazy stuff, right? Shedrick, well, not Stephanie. Shedrick, 100, leads per week, brand new. Obviously, it's a building process. You got to build to that. Obviously, that's what Colt's doing. But like, dude, can you imagine? And I've seen Shedrick make 14 grand in a week. That's his best week ever. Like, and that was months ago when I asked him that. I have him in my chat on Telegram. Like, I've picked his brain a little bit. I give him a shout out all the time because I've been doing this for 7 years and Shedrick's been doing it for half that time and he's outselling me because there are times where I have like 2,500 people that I've sold. So I'm like, I'll go tap into that. Yesterday I made 2 sales to that book of business and not everybody has that luxury. but I also didn't have to spend more money to do that. But that's something that you don't hear people talk about because we're trying to get y'all to get started. But there's blessings. I had an agent, guys, check this out. Really cool. Had an agent text me this morning. She's not here. That's okay. But she texted me this morning. We did an interview. She's contracting right now. She remembers me from like 2 years ago. So when you stick and stay, it could be bound to pay, like in a good way, right? Like being there and being consistent really pays off. Dude, this is a great call. Who else has questions, comments, anything? Yeah, I mean, buy some used leads. I'd say buy 50 used, buy 10 new if you can, why not? And then just work on making your money back. Which, I mean, everything in life's a gamble. If you buy a car and you're not making any money with the car, I mean, you have to get from point A to point B, but I know people that just Uber where I live. They just Uber. I work from home. I really don't need, if I didn't have a baby, we wouldn't really need a car, just to be honest, because we live next to a grocery store, you know? It'd be cheaper to not have the car. I could put that money into leads. That's the way I'm thinking now. Cars are expensive. Somebody scratched it the other day. Not fun. $1,200 to fix it. It's not even that big of a scratch. Could barely tell. So just do Uber. No insurance. Um, you know. So anyway, oh, hey, let me show you guys this before we go, okay? Just to wrap it up. You want to use, this is something that I don't think a lot of people use that we should use here. We should use these trainings. I've been putting them on YouTube. So today's Wednesday, right? I did a training this morning. Oh, wait. Oh, 2026. Yeah. And it's June. No, I thought it was June. What am I doing? I had it in here earlier. Is today Wednesday? Yeah. I was in here earlier. I feel like it's not there anymore. Maybe she removed it. But anyway, if you go in here, I remember finding today's training earlier, and I wanted to see what it says at the beginning. Yeah, 03.
So
She
you
always
go
puts the
to,
date.
sorry, you go to
Yeah.
morning meeting.
Oh, see, I'm messing up. Thank you. And she's here. You're very attentive, that's for sure. I really appreciate that. I didn't go to the right place. I need to zoom out. This is too much. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me go back to this. So see, even I get lost. I mean, what's that do for a new person? So daily recordings,
Mhm.
and then I would go to morning meeting, and Gina's amazing. She already updated this. And here it is. This is the training I did this morning, and you can go watch it. I thought it was really good. I have people that have been doing this a long time who got something out of it. So, you know, this is something I would plug into often if I could. And then hey, if you want to go a little bit more narrow, okay? Um, I'll go pull it up. I'll go pull it up right now for you. David, you guys ever go to David's YouTube?
all the time.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're gonna be, and you can buy, dude, I know it might sound a little crazy, but you can buy the $20 YouTube premium, or I think it's 18 or $20. But I've already uploaded today's training. And I put it on a playlist. And on that playlist, it's 2026. Here it is. I put David's stuff on there sometimes when I can find a good one that I think relates to something that I would like you guys to know. Um, some of the stuff that David shared with us, some of the trainings I've done with one-on-ones. and in group settings. So I'm just kind of adding to this list from what we're doing right here. But if you said, hey, let me just go to David and just study him, David doesn't sell anymore. So David knows how to sell and he knows exactly what he's doing. But you want to listen to like Evan or, Shedrick or me because I'm selling every day. So, like I think that and that's actually what he shared this video, guys. So if you go back, he shared this video in the group chat and I saved it because you should all watch this.
That's what I would be doing.
This right here, you should watch it because in here he's like, I wouldn't follow me. I wouldn't want to sell insurance with me. I would give you one of my top producers and I'd say you should study him. I haven't sold life insurance in 20 years. He's like, I'm not the guy. It's Timothy. You should go listen to Timothy. So anyway, that's all I got. But anything else before we go, you guys?
That's sick. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you too, man. I really appreciate you. Big time. What you contributed made this meeting way better than it would have been otherwise. I'm serious. I mean, you may think I don't BS people. I'm very straightforward. And I mean, you don't understand when you're in my position and you have people that never talk to you and they don't respond and they just look at you and they give you funny faces and they look tired and that is not enjoyable. But when you have someone like yourself who smiles, they show up and they're engaged, we appreciate that as leaders.
Amen. Praise the Lord.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I agree. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. It was fun. Everybody have a great day.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Griffin.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. See you later.
Thank you so much for your time.